Thank you very much. We have just outlined our cardinal pillars and issues that will be demanding to the ANC. And we can't say now that these were prepared to let go or not. Because, like you said, negotiations of this nature need you to be ready to compromise on certain things. But there are certain fundamental things that you know that these are deal breakers. For instance, the issue of land is not something that you can compromise on. But we'll go and engage, open-minded kind of an engagement, and then we'll take it from there. We want to work with the ANC. If there's any party that we can work with and work properly, is the ANC. Because ANC, when compromised, is not arrogant. And ANC, when it doesn't have absolute majority, and it happens that you share power with them, they never recover from losing power. So if we're to go to election again in the next 2 years, the ANC is sitting at 40% now. For sure they're going to come back with 15%. Because after losing elections, they don't do any effort, nothing, to change some attitude. So once they say the ANC has lost what, you must know they are going to lose forever. So don't worry. That's why we prefer them, because they will never grow. We did a self-reflection, and we did very well as the EFF. We did what a well-established political party does, and including those buses, those people that were expelled for not bringing buses, we have no regret at all. They did not impact us anyway. I just said in the statement now, when we're running elections, you'll find that there are people who are not playing a role in the elections, but they are on the list. So there is a principle, a guideline that was issued during elections when we're constituting election teams and converting our structures into election teams, that everybody must go perform where they are assigned. And then some decided not to do their work. And because they were disturbing the work of the elections, we said, just go home, we'll see you after these elections. So we're going to see them to tell them to decline their seat in parliament. Because you can't sit at home and then go and dance at the rants in Cape Town rants when people are fighting to put up a rally and all of that. You have no role to play. You sit at home, straight from rants, you go to parliament. It will never happen, that one. Never. It's not going to happen. Look, we are going to negotiate with the ANC the same way we did in 2016. We were stronger in 2016. I mean, we were in 2016. We were almost the same numbers. If I'm not wrong, those numbers changed in 2019 to be what they were, 1.888 something. So that was not the number that we went with to the negotiations with the ANC with. We went to the ANC with the number that we have now. The same number we have now. That's the number we took when we went to have the elections with the ANC. So this is what happened. So we were doing very well. After 2019, we did well in 2019, and we did well in 2021. And then we had a slight decline now. Why? The people who were supporting President Zuma after 2019, I mean, when President Zuma was removed, they had no any other home because they didn't want Cyril. So they ended up coming to us, not coming in a form of taking membership. But when it came to voting, they said, well, amongst other these parties, the closest to what we want is the EFF. And then they went to vote for the EFF. That's why if you look at the number of the EFF, which shocked us, and it is now being explained by this. In 2019, we were just sitting and then we get 350,000 votes. We're like, In KwaZulu-Natal, Which ones from where now? What happened? What did we do? We were shocked by receiving numbers. We even told you this. We repeated it in public platform. We don't know where those numbers came from. Now there is an explanation. Those people were never ours. They were President Zuma's people. So it's good they found their home. They must relax in their home. There is absolutely no problem. We are fine. We wanna know. Like this. This is us. Hey, we're complete now. SG. There is no borrowed vote. So that's what explains CD. There's nothing that you can say the EFF didn't do and all of that. Hey, maybe that's why they did not get people. We got our people, and people who had borrowed us our vote, their vote, found a new political home, and then they went there. Remember, they didn't want Ramaphosa. In the ANC, they lost. Then, when they went to the polls in the country, they didn't vote for him. They voted for the EFF. And then, when they went to arrest the old man, then it was a mess. A discussion which I had with President Ramaphosa. Or you can't do what you are doing. You are going to make him a hero. Because it's not explainable what you want to arrest him for. So, and July unrest should have told us that the man has got some support somewhere. And start treating him with care. But even after taking him out of jail, they still go on to harass him and all. None of them have gone to him to apologize. So, but we are happy. We are the happiest because we have achieved our mission in our lifetime. And that mission was to bring the ANC below 50%. That's what we have always told you, that this animal is going to be eaten piece by piece. So, Reina, we were holding on this other piece, preparing to go to the other piece of the animal. Hey, Zuma arrived and took that piece. We're eating piece by piece. And then Zuma went to take the piece we're going to. But we don't complain. We want to humble the ANC. The ANC is very humble. All of you can go on social media. All of them have disappeared. They have nothing to say. Slay Queen is on her. Some of Gauteng. Chelete never fought the Slay Queen. Bafacheltas Chaba, by for the Slay Queen. No more money for Slay Queens. It's done. We've taken the purse. The purse is gone. You can go and look at the ANC in Tshwane. Go and look at the ANC in Ikuruleni. Go and look at the ANC in Joburg. They are dysfunctional. They have no direction because they lost power during local government. That disarray, you are going to see it at a provincial level. Thanks to the EFF. We started this job and we are continuing with it. Someone was asking me if I'm going to resign because we performed bad. I won't do that. It's not a penny. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah. I'm in charge. I'm in charge. That must be very clear. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere in terms of politics. I'm not going anywhere in terms of health. I'm not going anywhere in terms of age. Ours is a generational mission. It's not a popcorn that will just pop and disappear. It's going to stay. We have a staying power. And in Parliament, we're going to lose, if we lose seats, 2-3 seats. And we used to razzmatazz that Parliament. Before we were 44, we were how many? 25. We were razzmatazing it, 25 of us. So even if you take 3 seats, we're not going back to 25. We're still where we're not during that time of 25. So we're not a declining party. The footprint of the EFF is now confirmed that it exists in every municipality in South Africa. It gets its votes in every corner. It gets its vote now, TD, even in the suburbs. The biggest loser in this election is the ANC. And we must never try to be clever and shift that to the EFF and want to project the EFF as if it has lost a province or it has lost a country. People lose a country, people lose a province. You want to say the EFF has lost. What? We accept the result, but it doesn't mean when there's a discrepancy there, you can't raise it. To raise a discrepancy does not mean you are rejecting the results, because that discrepancy may not have material effect. Even if you succeed, it will just give you are added 1,000, you are added 2,000, but it's to teach the IEC also a lesson and principle and expose these shenanigans that there are people who are swapping results from result slip and captured. So it's a principle we need to pursue. But when we looked at those discrepancies, that they are of no material effect. And therefore, you can't say on the basis of that, you reject the result. We accept the result. We accept the defeat. We are unable to congratulate anyone for being elected president, because there's no president now. Yeah. There's no one. Even the one who's the current now, he doesn't know if he's going to be president tomorrow. Yeah. Nagito voter Limpopo, I just came back now. Wait, you Unyaga uru behave, ugas behave, ugagara usi president. Yeah, ubolela ukhwathishekano. Must not talk after talking country. What are you saying? Be clear. Uthini baba khuluma. Want to hear what are they saying, and we are not going to call them. We don't call anyone. They will call us if they want us, and if they want us, we are here. We are not going to disappear. Let's talk. And out of those talks, the people of South Africa are going to benefit. We thank the razzmatazz in all the universities. There's no single university that we lost. The young intelligentsia is the one that is able to read and internalize the 240-something election manifest. So, and we are going to do bashes for them. We are going to celebrate those victories in all those institutions where we won. We have told the Youth and Student Mobilization Committee, go back to thank those young people who stood on the queues and voted for the EFF. We must remain in close contact with our voters. There was a story of government of national unity. Mandela. Yeah. We don't do government of national unity. We don't want it. So we want coalition. We don't want government of national unity. We will end up with wrong people